Hey everybody, it's Dr. Rimka, and I know it's super early, and I just wanted to, hopefully, I'm going to be able to interview a couple, either the doc or the nurse that is administering a therapy that I do and that I also recommend to a lot of people, and I want to tell you about a little bit. So it's all about oxygen and ultraviolet light. So I talk a lot about the sun and the benefits of the sun. I also talk about the earth, and I talk about electrons, what we call anions. So there's a connection. Everything is a coupled system, right? All the plants on earth would die if all the animals died, right? Because unless they adapted really quick to figure out another food source. Everybody would die if the sun collapsed, right? So the earth and the sun have a relationship with each other, and animals and plants have a relationship with each other. Our waste products is what their fuel, right? Their fuel gives us, right? Their waste is our fuel. So it's all a coupled system. So why am I talking about that? Well, oxygen is abundant, and it's a primary energetic food for us. And ultraviolet light from the sun also does these amazing things. So there's lots of different rays that come from the sun. That's why I'm telling people get out, you need to be out fully throughout the entire day. Well, ultraviolet light does some special things. One band of it helps us make D3, that beautiful hormone. And UV light also kills bacteria. It kills things. That's why dermatologists and plastic surgeons are now using ultraviolet light for acne and other things. It does more than that. So again, kills things. It kills pathogens. So what am I about to go do in there? And hopefully they'll let me film and answer some questions. But I get what's called MAH-UBI, so major auto chemotherapy ultraviolet blood irradiation. What does that mean? So again, you can Google MAH/UBI, and this will come up. And one of the big physicians in America that teaches all the doctors is Robert Rowan. You can look him up too, MD. So what they're about to do is take a little bit of my blood out, about 6 to 7 ounces, I think, something like that. And then they're going to add, once it's in the bag, ozone, which is oxygen, O3. They're going to add a lot of ozone right into it, and then we're going to take that blood and run it through a machine through ultraviolet light. It's going to get irradiated with ultraviolet light, and then it goes right back in me. The whole process takes me about 30 minutes. So why do I do it? What are the benefits of this ozone therapy and the ultraviolet light irradiation? One, it's going to kill pathogens in my blood. Absolutely killing. A scientist did this study 40, 50 years ago here in America when they were using this back then without any drugs. Knott, K-N-O-T-T, you can look him up. He was doing this, and pretty much in any moderate infections, they were curing them in hours, if not minutes, including polio, influenzas, things like that, right? Staph infections, drug-resistant staph. This kills it. And here's the thing, the benefits of ozone and UV and ultraviolet light. Literature shows zero toxicity. That cannot be said for any pharmaceutical on the market. Physician-induced death, cause of death, physician-induced, is, I think, around the fourth leading cause of death in America right now. Could be fifth, could be third. It fluctuates year to year. So somebody can Google that and put it in the comments. But think about that. I don't care if it's fifth. Physician-induced is the cause of death, and typically most of that are drug interactions and drug reactions, because it just, sometimes you need these things to save lives, but you have to know they come with a great risk and a great cost. This, zero toxicity, okay? It's huge in Cuba, it's huge in Germany, it's huge in Russia. This is being done all over the place, all over the world, with great research showing what it does. So one, it's going to kill the bacteria and pathogens in my blood. What does that do? It disables them immediately. What happens then is my immune system, my white blood cells go, wait a minute, now they're all disabled. It mounts a much more effective immune response. What a vaccine is trying to do. This is basically creating an auto-vaccination moment, because now they're dead, and the white blood cells are charged and amped up from the light. They've gotten more energy, by the way, from the light. They go after it, and they go, now we can make copies. All the antibodies, we know exactly what to do. Let's create a massive immune response to whatever's circulating in this person. It also, like maybe 3, it increases, the Germans have proven this, ATP production in your mitochondria. And I talk a lot about the mitochondria and what it does. If you're not using mitochondrial functions and repairing that, you're screwed. Fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, lupus, and some other things, it's all mitochondrial problems. This is why you always feel like crap. This is another way, passively sit there, get it in, and your mitochondria energy has gone up. It's amazing the recovery process that can be done with this. The other thing is also it makes the blood less sticky. So the platelets are not sticky, the blood cells are not getting, and that's cardiovascular disease, right? So I'm not even concerned with cardiovascular disease, but I know it's a benefit I'm getting where my cells, my blood is more viscous, it's not sticking, there's not clumping, so things are not clogging in my arteries, right? It feels amazing. I have more energy. You can, if you're really sick, when I first started doing this, it was a lot of this because of the mold biotoxin illness. I needed to find ways to really get in there. And you can get a little bit of a die-off, maybe fatigue a little bit. Some people will just be really amped. So I'm getting on a plane in a few days, traveling to Asia. I'm doing everything I can to build my immune system. I'm feeling a little bit congested. I've had a lot of things come into the office, exposing me to a lot of bronchitis, pneumonias, and things this week. And this is just the way I keep recovering from my mold issue. And I'm still, 80%, 90%, we see. So when I pull the blood out, we can see the color instantly, and we can see how inflamed I am. The darker it is, the less oxygen I have, and the more inflammation I'm fighting, right? And you put the ozone in, it gets super bright red. It's super oxygenated. So the other benefit then is obviously it's increasing oxygenation delivery to your body. Oxygen is, gold currency as far as energy production in your body. You have to have that oxygen to carry that electron at the end of the mitochondria. It does everything, So obviously I'm increasing oxygen delivery. It just does everything. We can go through more of that. So that's what I'm about to do in here. And there's a reason I do all this wacky stuff. But you guys need to know about it. I recommend it a lot. If I think somebody's dealing with yeast, mold, Epstein-Barr, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, unexplained disorders, a lot of fibroids and things, are really parasites. There's a lot of stuff. This is brilliant. Of course, we talked about cardiovascular disease. It's not my specialty. I don't get a lot of people that come to me for this. But this is it. So I refer right here to this doctor. I'll say it's Dr. Frank Madelone, and over on Roswell Road is where I am. This is where I refer. His wife Patty is a nurse, and she can do the whole thing. So, all right, talk to you later.